All right, so we're here at Relentless Today podcast. We are right into the new year. It's my first one of the new year. I'm excited to have Jason Jones on from New Life Landscaping and Contracting. Jason, thank you for coming on the show.
Appreciate you having me.
So today we're going to get involved a little bit with your business. So I think my first question I want to know, how did you get into your business that you currently have, and give us a little backstory of growing up and all that fun stuff.
Absolutely. So we started. I've been in business for 21 years. Went to college for landscape design and plant science. So started off in the landscaping industry. Later evolved into pavers and outdoor kitchens and landscape, basically backyard oases, and worked into that area. And then eventually added on some construction, and we're doing build pool houses and all that stuff. But just in the last 2 or 3 years, we've been really diving into custom pools, and we do fiberglass and gunite pools.
Beautiful.
So for about 2 years now, so we're really trying to head in that direction, be a one-stop shop for the entire backyard. So our motto is dream it, design it, build it.
Love that. So with the pools, I guess you start with the landscape. How did you start to learn about pools?
So we started when you're in backyard and you're doing high-level custom backyards and doing the design patio and the outdoor kitchens. We used to team up with a couple different pool companies. They would install the pools. So we already kind of had a little bit of history with those pool companies and learned a lot through them. And then once COVID hit is really when the pool industry blew up. We decided to kind of dive into that full time.
That's great.
And really start focusing on.
So you already knew from just past experience on how to install the pool.
Yep.
And all the parts that go into the pool.
Yep.
You just want to add that to your portfolio of things that you could be able to do.
Just because we were already doing everything else, so it basically allowed us to be a one-stop shop for the complete design work. So we do the landscape design, so that's where the motto comes in: dream it, design it, build it. So we can actually lay it all out, draw up 3D designs, custom landscape design it. Then so anything that the customer wants, we design it, we lay it out for them, we build it, and bring it to completion.
That's great. So you handle pretty much everything outside the house, landscape. Yep. Pool houses, also inside house kitchens, bathrooms,
if need be,
remodeling,
yeah,
pretty much everything.
Yeah, we do
That's awesome. So I guess my question to you for the business, sales, how would somebody go about scheduling an appointment? Do they call you and set it up? And
yep.
What's that look like?
So typically someone will call into the office, set up an appointment through our office. We run through a quick questionnaire, and then we put them on. If they're a fit for us and we're a fit for them, we will take them to the next step and set them up with an appointment with one of our sales teams.
Got it. So what's your ideal client? Because obviously, pre-screen the client, make sure you're not wasting your time. Because you charge for estimates?
We don't right now, no.
Okay. Yeah, so especially when you don't charge for estimates, you need to make sure that customer's even in your wheelhouse of what they want, what you want, right. And also realistic, because let's face it, your time's worth money. So, and you don't just sell the job. You're the designer, right?
We design. I have another designer on staff as well,
okay.
So I'll design stuff, and then he'll also design.
That's great, because a lot of people, they just sell and then they pass it off to a designer.
Right.
So I feel like you're able to fit both bills.
Yeah, so
get them done quicker.
The idea is my background is in design. So even when I have a design, my other designer working on it, I still have my hand in it, and I'll kind of oversee it. They'll design it, bring it back to me. I'll put some of my input in on it, and then he'll kind of draw it up and put it together. But so a lot of customers are not sure what they want. So when you go into a complete blank canvas of a backyard, they know they want a pool, they know they want an outdoor kitchen. So the idea is how do you entertain? What do you like to do? Do you like to cook? Do you like fire pits? Do you like the pool area? What do you like to do? That's my first question.
Right.
Then we can customize that area to that person. So they don't even know what they want. They just know the specific things they want. They don't know the layout for the most part. So that's when I meet with them. We lay everything out, and we can kind of really put their vision into play.
Absolutely. So. I feel like that saves so much time, because again, there's a lot of contractors. Actually, most contractors. You call them up and they want you to tell them what to do to give them a price.
Right. Yeah.
That's not the case with you.
Right. Yeah.
Similar to me.
Yeah.
Literally, I didn't know that was even an option when I started. So when I started doing, contracting, I'm like, hey, I walked into a basement. I worked for a guy. I used to do the flooring for him.
Yeah.
He did a basement, and he'd be able to lay out basements in seconds. And now I can do the same thing with kitchens and basements and stuff like that, just like you're doing in people's backyard.
At the end of the day, we let them decide, but we can tell them or you don't want to put that there because of this. It doesn't make sense there, but you can put it over here or whatever. So we just get what their ideas are,
sure,
and we are able to design it in the best capacity that they can
So
use.
as far as projects, what kind of cool projects have you done that you're really proud of?
So being in the pool side of things now, just being able to install the pool and add in the water features and do different. We just did a custom job in Sicklerville earlier this year. It was actually on a hillside, overlooked a huge lake. So we were able to build a retaining wall, install the pool, put water features in. So it's almost like it has like it's like endless. So it basically has the pool. You can sit on the edge of the pool. You have your water features, and then you just look out, and it's just the lake. So
that's great.
Just being able to like use different landscapes and different elevations to implement like raised decks, different level patios, and then all the pools. So anywhere.
Yeah, anytime you use different elevations to accent the natural feature of the backyard is impressive, actually. And then so that second one, what were they looking for? We're looking for just an outdoor space to entertain, or we're looking for something to blow it out and say, hey, let's bring this lake into our backyard.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you can swim in the lake, but obviously it's a hill, so you have to like run down this big hill.
Sure.
So we had to be able to. They had a second story deck, so they wanted to be able to utilize the second story deck down onto a pool level. They have a basketball court, which acts as a basketball court, but also acts as like a multi-purpose area for like larger parties, and then a set of steps that walks down to the lake. So we're able to like different levels and elevations, but we're able to bring it down. We're actually still in the process of working on a job in Moorestown. Customer wants all custom, like marble, outdoor stonework, outdoor kitchen. So he's real big into like cooking and entertaining. So his outdoor kitchen fire pit area is like real custom, and then we're actually getting ready to start a custom pool house as well. So that'll be added on too.
That's awesome. So that's super cool.
Yep.
So now dealing with customers, I mean, how does it work for production? Like, once you make that sale, what's that next couple steps look like in your process?
So we have different CRMs and different programs and systems set in place. So once we meet with the customer, lay everything out, get them like rough idea on pricing. If we fall in the ballpark of where they want to be, we'll follow back up with them and set a second appointment. Usually, give them a quick layout. Usually, if we're doing backyard pool, if we're doing a complete backyard, they want the design. So we might go back and forth a couple times with the design to get that narrowed down. Then we can give them a more exact price point. And then once that happens, they put a deposit down, and then we get them on schedule.
That's great.
So
that's great.
Pretty painless and easy to do. So.
Sure.
Yep.
So now, as far as the new year and you added all these things, what kind of goals did you set up for yourself, both business and personal, to try to work toward?
Yeah. So in the business, really continue to dive deeper into the pools. Right now we have myself doing some of the sales, and then we have one sales guy. I want to be able to have one full-time salesperson for just the pools. So we just remarketed our entire website. I'm working with a website designer and revamped our entire CRM. So looking for more leads on the pool side of things, and we think that we can cater to customers because we're one of the only, if not the only, one-stop shop for backyards in this area. You have your pool people, your pool companies who just do pools, you have your landscapers who just do landscaping, and you have your contractors who just do the contracting. We're literally a one-stop shop from the design aspect.
Oh yeah, so you already just have the pools in this market, but then bringing everything into that, just makes it so much easier.
Bringing it all in and just really like focusing on that side of things, bringing it to the next level, trying to provide the customer with an elite service. And then on a personal side of things, just spend more time with the family, be able to manage the business that we've already built over the 21 years, fine tune some things, but be able to really like eventually be financially free in the sense that I can like spend time with my family as needed and have the full system running. As a business owner, I'm sure you already know, you're always at work, you're always hustling. Even when you're on vacation, you're hustling, and I love it. I do like it, but at the same time, being able to like separate that and just be able to like know that my team has it all under control. So we're headed in that direction now and
That's great.
One of our main goals.
That's an awesome goal. I always say I want that, but as much as I want that, I still keep jumping back in.
I know.
That's how entrepreneurship is. I'm like, hey man, I finally got it, and I do. I have it, where it's running. Yeah. And they're like, I'm gonna jump in and start doing this and this. And I know it's not supposed to do, but it's fun. You know what I mean? And I've been doing it for so long. It's like that's my addiction.
I love building business too. So we get into real estate. We do a lot of rentals and all that stuff. So when things are slower a little bit with the business, I'm diving into more real estate.
Yeah, never give up. Keep pushing forward and then keep building it up. Scale, one day better. If you can be 1% better every day, every year, it's awesome.
Absolutely.
So now, what's an ideal customer for you?
Somebody that's really looking to take their dream, their design, and put it into play. Not just so. I would love to say that it would just be like anybody, but at the end of the day, somebody that just wants something simple and just thrown in the backyard, they can probably get a better service just from somebody smaller because they'll be able to cater to them on a smaller level. We're really looking for somebody that is looking to do the complete backyard, something that, and it doesn't even have to be all in one shot. It can be in phases. So we offer financing, we offer all different payment options, but somebody that has like a vision. The reason I say that is because there's a lot of companies that can't do this elite level stuff. So we're really looking for somebody who's trying to take their backyard from start to finish to like a
top notch. So you want top notch.
Yep.
So someone in the top notch range.
Yep.
Awesome. And then as far as design, like with pools, I mean, you said there's all kind of different shapes and sizes and stuff like that. What would they need for that? Just a survey?
Yeah, so they get a survey. We have to go through zoning, make sure that their permeable ground coverage is good.
Yep.
Typically it is in most scenarios. And then we offer fiberglass, and then we do gunite. So typically I tell the customer if they're looking for a rectangular pool, they want something simple but nice to go with the fiberglass, depending on if they want a hot tub attached to it or any different water features and all that stuff. If they're trying to keep the price point at a moderate price because they want to be able to add on a lot of other features, but they're not like super focused on just the pool, fiberglass is a great product. It's a good quality pool, and they can get what they want and still leave room in the budget for other things. Now, if somebody really wants to like blow out and go really custom with the pool, then I suggest to go to gunite, because then we can literally build it to any shape, size that they want.
Wow.
So
that's impressive.
Sun shelves are a big thing now. Not all fiberglass offers a sun shelf, so there are certain models that do, and more are coming out as it becomes more popular. But so if somebody's really specific, then I suggest them to go gunite. And it is more expensive because it's more labor, more materials about it. But you can get a quality pool. So.
And then you're talking sun shelf. Is that where you can actually lay out?
Yeah, you can sit
on an area.
You can put custom chairs in it, and you can like
that's sweet.
Part in the water and part out.
Yeah, that's great. I like that a lot.
Yep.
And then for the future, I mean, obviously, you already figured out some marketing call. I'm going to flip to like our business owners. A lot of contractors, watch this. What do you have for them as far as, when you first started, what did you do to get clients?
When I first started, I put an ad in the newspaper, but
I love it.
Not that you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. It's different. But
yeah.
There's so many different avenues now. I really do suggest to like pick one avenue, test it out, because especially for younger contractors, it's easy to just spread it real thin and blow through a bunch of money and then not really like evaluate each one. So take one or two options, put some good effort towards it, put a little bit of money towards it, see what happens. If something good comes of it, keep it. If it doesn't, move on to something different. But there's so many different avenues, and it works probably different for it works for you than works for me. So each business is different. So you kind of just have to find what works for you. You know what I mean? So they all work well. You just have to find what works for you, and try not to spread yourself too thin too early. You know what I mean? Pick one or two that really work, and then
that's great advice.
So.
Now, as far as marketing, I never even knew until literally last year, and I've been doing this a long time, there's like an actual number involved. That number is supposed to be 10%.
Right.
Some people go up to 25% if they're really looking to scale.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd ever do that. I would never be comfortable doing that. What do you have an actual number? Because again,
profit margin?
Yeah, like so in marketing, say you do $12 million, you're supposed to do 10% of that.
Yeah, 10%. No more than that. Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I can't really.
I never heard that before. Then all of a sudden I start talking to these big companies, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we have anywhere from 10 to 15% we put on marketing."
If the amount of work's coming in that supports it, I guess you can go up that high.
Sure.
I mean, at the end of the day, it could go up to 50% if you're really bringing in big stuff. But I mean,
absolutely.
For us, like I said, we're very particular about where we market because not everything is productive. So
Correct.
Yeah, probably around 10%.
Awesome. Now, sales. How did you get involved with sales? Like, how did you learn sales? What do you think? Was there something younger that you did that all of a sudden, like, hey, or did you just naturally be able to talk to people? I mean, or was it a mixture of both?
Yeah, I'm naturally pretty good with people. I can talk pretty well. I did work for Power Windows and Siding. It was I guess it's Power Home Remodeling Group now. I don't even know what it is now, to be honest with you. But went door to door with them for a winter or two in between, like when we were slower, when I was younger. And then also worked in the like Sam's Club for them. So I used to have to like go up to people and just like, and then we did home shows. And
So you got comfortable talking with people.
So just like those people don't even want to talk to you because they don't really want windows and siding. Right. But with being able to hustle them down and be able to like smooth talk them and be able to get them in the product that they offer is a good product. So as long as you have a good product that you're offering, it's easy to sell.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like catching somebody's interest and sitting down with them, once you catch their interest, it's easy. But getting their interest is the hardest part. So.
Yeah, so I think you're down to the people, process, product, right? So you got good people, train them.
Yep.
You got a good product, learn it,
Yep.
and you got a good process of putting it in. That's the only thing you ask for. Is a good customer experience is going to sell you more jobs time and time again, more than any marketing dollar can do for you.
Yeah, 100%.
So I feel like building it up is super duper important.
Yeah.
And then you took what you learned from them and now you use it every single day with yours. You just put your twist on it because you know what you like. Yeah. You know how to talk to customers. You've seen a million backyards. So anytime you get like someone new versus someone like you already know how to lay it all out.
Right. Yeah.
And then that goes on to the next part because you also have been involved with the production side.
Yeah.
So production side, how did you learn that with landscaping? Because I know you would go to school for landscaping. Did they show you production in landscape?
No, not really.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. How did you learn that part of it?
You mean like the marketing side is like as far as like
not the market. So marketing got nailed down.
Yeah.
Then you got your sales.
Yeah.
Next thing is getting the job done.
Getting the job done. Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, the guys that I have now, I mean, having the right team members, as you know, is key.
Sure.
So I actually trained the guys that are my leads now. So back when I first started, I really invested time in probably about 4 or 5 guys. They're my key field guys now. So they're my project managers and they oversee all the guys. Anybody new that I have comes in and they work through them. They get trained by them.
Yep.
So I trained my guys. They know exactly how I want it done. Honestly, some of them are better than me at this point. And then
as they should be.
Yeah, and then they train. Yeah, then they train the new guys, and then those new guys train the next. And it just becomes, you know what I mean? It's self-training.
It's a great
system.
process.
It works really well. I've never had any issues with our quality is always on point.
That's great.
And our key guys love the work that they do. They take pride in it, and I couldn't ask for anything better. So,
that's beautiful.
I mean, setting up those key guys in the beginning is super important. I know a lot of newer businesses, they struggle with like, how do you get more people? How do you get more people? And I did too. I wasn't real sure. So I just invested in the people that I had at the time.
Yep.
Knowing that if I invested in them, they were going to be good. At least
right.
at the minimum, you know they're going to be good. Not even thinking that later on down the road, I was going to have guys coming in and being able to like get trained by them. And now everything goes through them. So if they have questions, they contact them. So that goes back to like the systems and processes. As the business owner, as you know, you get super busy with everything else. I can't sit there and field all the guys on jobs questions. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes I do.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like my guys, like I said, they're just as good as me, if not better. So like it's easy for the lower level guys, the guys that are coming in and getting trained, to go right to them and learn from them. So it's
that's
nice.
great.
Yep.
So again, once in a while, you know, there'll be a fire. That's what we say. Hey, we're a firefighter too. We're trying to work our way out. But I think you have that process up the way you do it. And I think that one of the common denominators that I got out of you that all my business friends have is putting the right people around you.
Yeah.
Is going to be the key to either it's going to work or it's never going to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're not things you fail, but I don't call them fail. It's a lesson, right?
Yeah.
You learn from that lesson, you build that thing up, and then you'll be able to basically take it over to the next part of it.
Yeah.
So now, production post, job, you go through the with the customer and kind of what's the process look like that when you're done the job?
When we're done the job, we do go do a walkthrough. We'll do a final walkthrough, especially with the pool side of things. With the pool equipment, we'll do a walkthrough. I actually bring in the sales rep and for Hayward, we use Hayward for like the pool equipment.
That's great.
He actually comes in, he walks them through everything, shows them their warranties, how to use it. We know how to use it too, but it's just a different touch when you're bringing in the actual rep because they know that you're taking the time out to set up an appointment. You do the walkthrough, we do a final walkthrough with all the materials, the pavers, show them how to use the pool, how to manage it, and upkeep it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, not just on the pool side, but it's all of our products as well. So
That's great. That's great. And then as far as like for the viewers that maybe looking for landscaping, maybe looking for construction, or pools, what would you recommend them start doing? Say they're right out the gate, they're 18 years old. So for something like that.
Find something that you're good at and grind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It sounds cliche, but at the end of the day, I think anybody that's successful in business, and like we talked about just a minute ago, how we listened to Alex Hormozy.
Yep.
He said that the first 9 of his businesses failed, and he just kept grinding, and he just kept putting his foot to the pedal, and at the end of the day, he just kept grinding, and then one hit.
Oh, yeah.
So things aren't going to work. You just keep moving in the right direction, like we were saying just a few minutes ago.
Exactly.
You start moving in the right direction, something doesn't work, you just reevaluate and you move in another direction. And then if that door shuts, then you move to another direction until things start to fall into place.
Oh, yeah.
I mean? So
Yep.
I'm a firm believer in God, and I mean, literally, if I look back at my roadmap of where it was, it's completely different than what I ever expected it to be. So I keep moving in faith. God shuts the door, I redirect in an area that I think he wants me to move in, and then he might shut that door, and I'm thinking in the roadblocks and that they're going to be problems, and I'm like, why is this happening to me, right? When you look back, you're like, man, if that thing didn't happen and this thing didn't happen, I wouldn't be where I am right now. So thank God for those things sometimes.
Absolutely.
So sometimes those
Definitely.
tough times is the best.
Oh
you know
yeah.
what I mean? So.
Yeah, me growing up, I literally look back at my whole life and go, okay, now I know why I do this.
Yeah.
Now I know why I do that.
Yeah.
Like growing up for me, I went to Catholic school my whole life. Altar boy, all the way up to 7th grade.
Yeah.
But I always liked to hustle, right? I always liked to hustle. My dad said when I was real young, 4 or 5, I wouldn't watch cartoons. I was watching Lifestyles of Rich and Famous with Ronald Leach. He's like, man, what is my kid doing? I don't even like this stuff, because my dad, again, we were a middle class family. My dad was a plumber. He had his own business, and I watched him, and I watched him struggle. I'll be honest with you. I watched him literally would go to work during the day, pick up his helper during the day. It was always the same guys. A guy, it's the same denominator now for so many people. Guy doesn't have a license. The guy's talented. You pick the guy up. You drop the guy off. You give the guy money on Friday, and he's broke by Monday.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean?
Paycheck to paycheck.
That's it. And then at nighttime he'd go sell the job, and then after that he'd come home and he'd be typing the estimate on an old typewriter.
Yeah.
And then he'd either they make this really cool machine. It's called a fax machine. Yeah. I don't think they freaking have them anymore. And he'd either fax it to some companies because email wasn't the thing back then.
You gotta love when the companies still to this day they're like, you gotta fax. I'm like, fax.
Yeah, I just got rid of my fax that I had forever, and it was all like a voice over IP.
Yeah.
But I had a fax machine in the beginning, and then I think he'd be mailing it out to his customers.
Right.
And I'm like, man, why don't you hire a sales guy? You can't make any money once you have a sales guy, then you're paying him. I'm like, no, that's definitely not right.
It's crazy because at the end of the day, that's why I love talking to other business owners and networking through. Honestly, if you talk to any business owner, they all have gone through the same struggles.
That's
they
right.
all have the same storyline. It could be a completely different industry, and they're all the same in certain areas.
Yeah.
And I love it's almost validating to know all right, you're going through it, I'm going through it,
Sure.
but we're all hustling, you know what I mean? And, and we know the successful ones just keep pushing through.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
If you give up, the game's over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to win, just keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going, you'll figure it out. Like you said, the door shuts, you find a different door.
Yeah, exactly.
And you blow through that one.
A lot of people just they think that they failed when that happens.
That's right.
Or they're the only ones that's happening.
Oh yeah.
And I talk to people all the time. I talked to a buddy yesterday. He's newer in business, and I literally told him, I said, listen, it's easy to look good on the outside and think that everybody's got it all together.
That's
but at
right.
the end of the day, and the ones that we're successful business owners, we're doing great. But at the end of the day, we've been through it too.
That's right.
We've gone through some really tough times and whatever. So don't give up. Just keep pushing.
No, definitely love that. Yeah, for me, even starting, I joined the military when I was 17. Yeah. So my junior year of high school, I went to boot camp, right? Yeah. And that was a game changer for me because I was at Fort Knox, Kentucky, in the heat, learning all these new things, and again, I learned SOP, which is standard operating procedure. Yeah. I learned policy and procedure because they had it, man. They're literally, that shower was you get in the one shower for 30 seconds. They give you time.
No
and they're screaming at you, get out. Then you get in the next one, and you put your soap on the first one, and you wash off in the second one. 30 seconds to 30 seconds, you're out. You want to eat? As soon as you sit down, eat. Get up. I'm like, I just started eating. So I'd stuff as much food as I could put in my mouth one time, stand up, now we're running. We're outside running. And the other thing with that is I learned, they have PMs, like these books. Like, so anything you did, anything you touch, any piece of equipment you touch, whether it be a tank M3 Bradley as we drove, or a Hummer, you went through and you open up a checklist. Yeah. Check the rear brake. Check this. Check the oil. Check this. Check the tires. All the way down. And then I started doing that for the business. Yeah. And then for me, holidays became nothing for me because my mindset was the military. There's no holiday. Exactly. You're out there, whatever you're doing. It's a different
type of training.
That's it. Oh yeah. So that, and then I started the jail. Did I tell you that? Yeah. I started the jail. I was at Camden County Jail. I was there for 5 years. Okay. So, I think I did know that. Actually. Yeah, from 19 to 24. Then I switched over to police. But my business was already going. Once I had that 10-year in, things weren't working out. The police, I knew that wasn't my calling. I knew my calling was people and helping people, and any way I could. And I like doing design like you. So contracting was my thing. I built it up. And is it easy? No, it's super hard. And people think, oh my God, look how great he's doing. No, man, you have no clue what goes on behind the closed door. I tell people all the time, blood, sweat, and tears. Like, that's it. Literally, blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah. Definitely, but I appreciate you coming on today, and definitely appreciate you and your company, and thank you so much. Thank you. Now listen, what's a good number for them to call to even schedule, and how can they look you up on Facebook?
Look us up on Facebook at New Life Landscaping and Contracting, or you can go just search me personally, Jason Jones. We're on Instagram, TikTok, all the different platforms. Give the office a call, 609-617-7777.
Great.
If you want to set up an appointment.
Thank you so much. Cool. Appreciate it, man. Cool.
Thank you.
All right, now we'll just talk bullshit. So we're done that. So marketing, we'll go over this too, because this will be for more contractors. I tried Angie's in the beginning. It was Home Advisor, right? Actually, it was called Service Magic. Yeah. So that was like my first and only thing. But literally, I had two phones. So Service Magic, I forgot. It'd be two phones. This one would beep first for whatever reason. I'd call off of this one. I'd be like, as I was waiting, the other one I'd read it. So I'm like, hey, how are you? So and so, and I was trying to make small talk with them. Like, oh my God, I just hit the button. I said, yeah, we're really, really quick. I'm actually at your front door. It's like, wait, you're here? I'm like, there's no way. I'll just break the ice with them. And then I'll be like my icebreaker, and then like, no, but I can be there in a half hour if you want. You know what I mean? And I would literally drive there, and I would go out till like 9 o'clock at night, even if it was a 300-hour job. You know what I mean? Like carpet. The guy's like, oh, I need carpet in the bedroom. It was like 9:30. Like, I'll be there by 10. He's like, tonight? I was like, I go out there.
Been there, done that.
You know what I mean? Well, I had no money, and that shit was $60. So $60 back then was $1 million. I mean, you know what I mean, or vice versa. So I'd drive out there, bring my samples, measure, carpet, boom.
Now, were you doing the installs as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how. Like I used to do the work, then like cut out at nighttime and doing the same thing, all dirty from working all day, and then still going to it.
Yeah, because I feel like in the beginning how I did it was, I did the work myself, and I would do it like on a Friday, and then I had a couple sub crews for carpet. And then I liked doing the tile. It was fun for me. So I hired, a helper, only because the one tile job, I messed up. Like I did a beautiful job, 400 square feet in the bar area. I did a little bathroom, and it was in the basement. And the plumber was all jacked, like the concrete was all messed up. I'm like, shit, I don't know how to do that. I never worked for anybody before. So I called a guy, and he was able to fix it for me. Like, oh, you want a job? Yeah, hire him. Nice. You know what I mean? Back then it was $100 a day. Now he's my main guy here. 22 years later. He's still working with me. His whole family works with me. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's funny. I have a similar situation where like I was in business for probably 6 or 7 years. I met a guy in the gym, this older Italian guy, probably one of my best friends at this point in my life. He's crushing it he does a lot of real estate. He owns 150 houses and has a apartment complex. He's crushing it. He came from Italy, moved to New York, started his own business in New York, and then had to move to New Jersey to help his sister. Met him in the gym and literally was like, start advertising for like contracting kitchens, bathrooms, decks, all this stuff. And at the time we were just doing landscaping, and I was like, all right, so we started marketing and all that stuff. Next thing you know, we're building decks, doing kitchens and all this stuff, and he's teaching me everything you know. I already had a background in construction from my dad. But still, like he taught me a ton of different stuff, all these different things, and same thing. It was just like I had to I was running the job, and then I would be still doing the estimates and cutting out. And once I realized that, like, all right, I can train this person to do the job, leave them on this job, and then jump over to a different job. And then I was like, all right, now I can make money 2 places, and then I can do 3 places, and then 4. You know what I mean? So,
same exact It's me.
Yep.
Literally, I had a mentor with the basement, so literally I would call, lawn signs.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I can do flooring for you, and he gave me, first he's like, nah, I'm good, I don't need it. I'm like, why don't you give me a shot? And he's like, yeah, come on. And then he took a liking to me. And he was jacked. His name was Rich. He did basements, and he would do a basement every 2 weeks.
Nice.
So that every Friday, because he would have two running at the same time, like a process procedure. That guy had it down there with science. Friday I would go in there and put the carpet in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every Friday. I'm like, then I did carpet, then tile for him. You know what I mean? Then we built this relationship up, and he showed me so many things. Just with, it was kind of like my mentor, growing up, because now you got YouTube, and there's so many people in there you can learn so much for. Now listen, you could go down the wrong path too. Some of these guys,
they don't do good work.
They're gurus, and they're horrible. Like you ain't learning nothing.
That's where my friend, he basically, once we got to a certain level, he was doing the real estate. Him and his sister, he started a property management company, started buying rentals. This is probably 10, 12 years ago. She already had probably 20 or so. Now they have like 150. They manage multiple different apartment complexes, and he started teaching me all like the real estate side of things. So now we're like diving headfirst in the real estate as well. So it's just like with the rentals and all.
That's great.
And I mean, it's all about you learn from people who have already like paved the way or have already done certain things.
Definitely.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, learn their process. Try to make that part of your process.
Right.
I feel like for me too, like my properties are going to be like my pension.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Legacy. That's what I'm trying to build a legacy for my kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How many kids you have?
2.
Awesome.
Yeah, 2
awesome.
boys.
That's great.
What about you?
I have 5.
Yeah.
I started young. I started 19. I had my first kid.
How old's your oldest?
24.
No shit.
Yeah. So it's a lot.
My brother is 10.
Wow. That's huge. That's unheard of anymore.
It's crazy.
So mentors, you had them. Now, who else do you look for now as a mentor? Who do you follow? Even if it's like Alex Ramosi.
You obviously have like your big time people, Alex Ramosi and those type of guys that you like. I listen to their podcasts and I read their books and all that. But in all honesty, like some of the best mentors and the best business that I've learned are just like from people like you. You know what I mean? Like people that have already, you're crushing it in your own way. We're doing really good in our industry.
Yep.
But like not just like learning from you, but like partnering up and doing things together
Sure.
and whatnot. So it's like,
I
didn't, for the first probably 10 years of business, I was like, I'm too busy to network, to be honest with you. And then I realized,
I was the same way.
I was like, I'm like hustling. I don't have time to go to these networking events and all that stuff. Once I realized that like the power of like other people and like meeting, I mean, we've just met not that long ago.
Sure.
I guarantee we're going to be doing work together.
Oh yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's just like meeting the right people and, you know what I mean, just partnering up with guys that do good work, they stand by their work, and they're good people that are good to the customer, but also have a good name and they're good family people and everything else. So
That's
like,
right.
there's not that, believe it or not, there's not that many people out there that are that good. So like when I find the people that are in my world, in my realm of what I'm looking for, I love partnering up with people like that. So,
that's great. Yeah, so I'm similar to that too. Like I didn't believe in coaching. I didn't believe I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna work. And then when I started, building that relationship with the one guy who did the basements, and I started making a couple other relationships, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, these guys do good work, and I know when I call them, and I refer them. I know it's taken care of.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? The worst thing you could do is like literally, I'll never forget. I gave one of my friends, my gutter guy. The gutter guy went out and did the job. He didn't pay him. Yeah. Not that he didn't want to pay him. Yeah. He was like, oh, you want to meet him with cash? He's like an old school Italian guy. Oh, we'll give him cash. I'm like, dude, he doesn't want to run around for $400. I'm just going to pay him. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh my God, I can't refer him to anybody else. You know what I mean? Exactly. But he's one of my good friends. So, and like, fencing, my one buddy Mike, he's such a nice guy. He's like just a perfect person. Like that good friend who has your back no matter what.
Yeah, they go in, they take care of the job, and then they make you look good.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That's what it's all
Absolutely.
about.
Then you start teaming up with those guys, now you got all A players around you. And that's what it is, right?
And then it's a referral process, and it's like, I got a guy, I have a job for you, you have a job for me,
Absolutely.
And then it just like, so you become this network, this power network where everybody hears about you and you're this power network and you guys all have each other's back.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
That's why I have that little group there. I really want them to start to come together and them to say, hey, these are my customers, Shoot out, blast email, hey, we did all this for this person. You know what I mean? You have a job, you come in, look what I just did in Sicklerville. Take pictures, boom, it's all over.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's the way it goes.
What else you got going on for this year? What do you think about marketing? 'Cause I'll tell you what I got. I did, what was it called? I'm like, I spent $78,000 when I'm in November. I don't know what I total out, but that was the most I've ever done. And I don't know if I got the return I really wanted. But I don't feel like I put my time into it either. I gave it to the team, let them kind of run it, and I did nothing in the summer because I was
just
never sure.
Look at the numbers and analyze it and see where they come into play. And at the end of the day, like that's our thing. Is like that's where we connected, and I'm trying to pick your brain on the different marketing sides of things. We're already in the landscaping and contracting side of things. Really looking to grow into more real estate and the pool side of things.
Sure.
So just teaming up with people like you who have a set way of marketing to bring in more leads and all that kind of stuff. So like that's kind of a big thing. So we're really trying to maximize our leads, bringing quality leads too, not just anybody, but bringing quality leads and really build out that sales team.
Definitely.
So that's kind of what I'm looking to do.
Definitely. So Angie's, I feel like they're bottom feeders, right?
I've never really had any success with them.
Yeah, so I'm still gonna run the numbers only because again I want to try. I want to spend my money so I can tell other people. I tried it. Right. Not done better than anybody else, but I tried it and I failed on it, or I did good on it. I can tell you, back in the day, I got every job. I got every job.
On Angie's List, they were good at one point. They were.
But I can tell you, it was when it was Home Advisor before Angie's Born. But I can tell you the other part, I was the cheapest by far. Like, but I had no overhead. So like. And again, I mean, my word's my word. I was protect. I feel like long-term growth wasn't available for me. And not that I'm trying to make all my money, because I make a lot of money in properties, but you have to make a certain number for yourself, and I didn't understand that until I started talking to other people to know your value. So you know that, hey, look, you know, when I call Showcase, that we're going to come back and fix whatever it may be.
And you're standing by your word, but you're also doing top-of-the-line type of work.
That's right.
And at the end of the day, you marketing is good to the high level. Like the reason we want to work with high level people is because we give high level quality.
That's
work.
right.
You know what I mean? So we don't want someone who's looking for the corner to cut the corner or save $1 because I can't cut the corner.
Correct.
Regardless if you want to save $1 or not, I can't cut the corner. So the only way for me to save you $1 is if I'm cutting a corner, and now we're not doing the job properly.
That's right.
So I tell them, no, we can't cut corners. We have to do it the right way. So we just want customers that understand the quality of the work that we do. And the people, they know that we do quality work, and they're willing to pay for it because they're not going to have any issues later down the road. And if they do, we're going to guarantee that we're going to fix it. We're not going anywhere. We've been in business for 20 years.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So.
Definitely.
Yep.